What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the classified series Crystal Ball. So let's see what we've got going on. Let's check it out. As promised, today we'll be taking a look at Richard Crystal Ball King. Let's see what we've got going on. Taking a look at the package, we are, of course, in the classified series from Hasbro's G.I. Joe. You've got the great Cobra logo there, Richard Crystal Ball King at the top, logo there, and it's number 159 in the series. Flip it to the side. Look at this. This is beautiful artwork. Really love how they've got that element going in the artwork there on the back. We can see an expanded image of the figure as well as some of the additional accessories included. You've got important information at the bottom. Flip it to this side. You get to see the logos as well. And there's your QR code if you need it. Let's get him out of the box. Fresh out of the box, this dude's packed with all this great translucent plastic. And if you've watched any video of mine where a figure comes with any type of translucent plastic, you know I'm a fan right off the bat. Of course, it is under the classified series, so we do get a decent amount of stuff packed in here. You've got this lenticular shield. Of course, you get all these additional accessories here. The alternate head, a crystal ball for sure, weapons, all beautiful looking stuff. He's got the tattoos on him. He's got the necklaces. This is a good looking figure. Let's take a closer look. First, we'll look at the accessories. Of course, I mentioned the lenticular shield. You also get the plastic piece that will clip in there. You know, just giving a little bit of extra. Just bringing Cobra La to your shelf. You get this alternate head, which is just so cool. Like, I think I'm gonna have to display him with this head on, but man, should I have two of these? I don't know. That's the problem. You get the crystal ball, of course, and you can see the snakes on the outside there. It's a nice, cool touch for an accessory. For your weapons, you do have the sword and the revolver there. Again, very cool touches. Looking forward to putting this all on and seeing how it looks. Moving in closer, we can get a good look at this first head sculpt, and it looks so good. They did a really nice job with this head sculpt. You can kind of see 5 o'clock shadow going in down there. You've got the gray in the hair, which just adds a good look. You've got the eyes. I mean, everything came out really well executed on this head sculpt. I gotta say, you know, down to the teeth and everything, it really brings the figure to life. You do get the tattoos in there on the arms, the chest area. So again, just adding some good detail. You can see even buckles are painted on here. Now maybe there are a few buttons that were missed along the way, but still getting those buckles in there is a good addition. The coat does have this sort of weathering to give it a real leathery look, so I can certainly appreciate that. For your hands, you do get a grabbing set of hands, so you can see there, and unfortunately you only get one extra hand, so it would have been nice to get a full gamut of options, but for what you're going to use them, I guess these are the appropriate ones. For your articulation, the head will look down to there, just about touching the upper chest area. The necklace is going to block you just a little bit, but you do get that double neck in there, so it allows for a lot more range. Backwards, you're going to about there. The fur on the coat will limit you a little bit backwards, along with the hair. He's got that sort of long hair at the bottom there. Plenty of rock around, though, and movement side to side, so you do have a lot of flexibility in your options for the head there. Arms work all the way around. You are on a butterfly in there, so you do get pretty good forward and backwards motion. Upper bicep cut, double jointed, pinless at the elbow. nothing at your forearm, and a hinge at the wrist. You do have ab crunch, and of course you have that swivel at the waist there. Legs are on the drop down hips, so you do get that extra mobility for your hips. You do have that upper thigh cut. You are double jointed, pinless at your knee, boot cut, hinge, and swivel at the ankle. The necklaces are removable, so if you'd like to remove those, you have the option. And then the holster is a separate piece as well, so you do get some mobility there. Here's a look at your alternate head, and man, does that look cool. You're going to be fairly limited for your backwards and forward motion, but this is a very, very cool looking head. That looks good. I like that a lot. Here's a look with your sword and shield. Again, it's the green translucent plastic. Looks really cool, especially in action figure form. For comparison, here he is backed up against Dr. Mindbender. One of the more recent, right? This was on the recent retro card wave, so that made sense for me to pull that out and look at the comparisons here. But you can see Crystal Ball just a little bit shorter. And conversely, and for the same reason, here he is backed up against Rock and Roll. Of course, you got to see how these guys are going to mix with your Joes as well. So Crystal Ball coming in just a little shorter than Rock and Roll. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. There is your Crystal Ball from G.I. Joe Classified series. Walmart exclusive in the U.S. This one I actually didn't have any trouble with. Now, if you saw the Spirit Spider, you understand that I did run into issues there. But Crystal Ball showed up, and he's cool. Very excellent figure. You've got a lot of great stuff going on. The effects pieces really put it over the top for me. This alternate head is just fantastic. I love what they did there. So overall, this is a figure that I am certainly pleased to have for the collection now, but I'm not a fan of Walmart exclusives, to say the least. So thankfully it worked out. I would have preferred other routes to get the figure, but hey, we're here. He's here. The Cobra display grows larger every day, right? So love what I'm seeing here. Of course, you do get some great effects with Crystal Ball. Love this alternate head. I've already said that before, but just getting these additions has some real great display ability to it. Looking forward to those troopers that are going to come out that we can use these similar effects for and really build out Crystal Ball in the display. So that's exciting. I would have loved to have seen some more hands with this figure, though. The hands that came with are appropriate, so they work out for what you need, but I'm all about having some options. So that would have been something I would have liked to have seen here. Other than that, though, I mean, you do get the revolver, which is a cool touch as well. So for my money, I think it was there, right? I see the value. The dollar detail is there. It really makes sense for me and will look good in the display. All right, folks. Well, that's the 2 cents. I do appreciate you checking out the video. Of course, you can always find me on any of these socials down here. Most importantly, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. And until next time, take it easy.